Yeah, this is some corona going around. Boy, there's a lot of that.
Uh, I wouldn't talk about that if you're trying to monetize any of your videos.
Wait, does corona lead to demonetization?
Apparently.
Wait, it does? Wait, what?
Classic YouTube.
That... Ha. Yeah, well, we're not being monetized that much anyways. Like, well, I'm getting like 3 views a month on my most popular things. Yeah, YouTube's not exactly doing too well right now. Jeez. Like, what are the top things? Whatever, I'll look it up later on. But I was saying that because there's like, I'm watching like, there's been effing like anti-corona lockdown rallies going on.
Yeah, because people are stupid.
Yeah, there was just like the one clip I saw where it was like, I forget what it was like, I don't think it was like Pennsylvania, but it was like Ohio or something. Man, it's just like, oh yeah, breaking news, big like anti-lockdown thing. It's like, all these people like, crowded together, and you see this raggedy green truck just drive by the camera, and just on the side, just spray painted on, it just says, Jesus is my vaccine. They're anti-vaxxers.
Mm.
And it's like, we are living like a unique time where it's like, you cannot joke hard enough about this stuff to make it more ridiculous than like what's actually happening. Like, jokes fail to do justice to the time we're living in.
It might have been Virginia. There's a trend on Twitter. It's like open Virginia or whatever.
Yeah.
Reopen Virginia.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. Jeez. Just this cesspool of just like idiots and nonsense right now. Just look at all these worms out there, right? I was trying to lead into something with that, but I've got nothing. Okay, so Digimon.
Yeah, well, that has nothing to do with the first episode.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I will say, if you're gonna piss in the street, now's not a good time to do it. There's our connection. Speaking of turtles.
Yeah, did they censor that in the dub?
You bet they do.
I thought so. I was like, I don't remember a Tortamon peeing scene.
Man, I don't know if it's like fair to say that's the high point of these episodes, but it's definitely the most memorable part.
We get to see XVmon Bowser throw a Tortamon.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty neat. Also, Davis is he's the most unlikable effing, like...
Yeah, weren't we praising the crap out of him the last 3 episodes?
Yeah, like, because last few episodes... Well, I don't know if I'd say we're praising the crap out of him, but it's like, it's like, oh yeah, Davis is an idiot. At least he cares about his friends. But he apparently doesn't care about them more than he cares about that smash, though. He wants to smash so harder. So much harder than he cares about his Digimon.
Yeah, the TK hate is real.
Oh my gosh. What a surprise is that it's like, the dub cap like skips over it, but it's like, yeah, Vmon has like a thing for Gamma apparently. And it's yeah.
I guess I can't say I forgot about that if I never knew about it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's news to me. Like, for sure.
So yeah,
So yeah, dance practice is just going on while the basketball game is happening. The basketball, like, effing, like, practice.
In the same room, weirdly enough.
Yeah. I don't know if, like, that's just me, but it just feels super odd.
Also, I find it weird that the Digimon are just hanging out in the rafters of the gym and nobody's like...
No one's like, hey, is there a cat up there or something?
Is that a cat and like a little blue demon and a...
Do we have like
Uh,
bats in the belfry? Because that looks like
yeah,
a pig or something. That looks like a
yeah,
weird pig bat.
pig bat, yeah. And Patamon and Gatomon are like they're having fun up on the top of the thing, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, let's dance. It'll be fun." Little
Yeah.
Vmon, whatever he's called, Little V Millsmon.
Little V Millsmon. Wait, what?
Well, it's because I said Little Vmon because I don't know what it's actually called.
That's what Beyond to be like wearing the shades and like, just the Sailor Scout uniform.
But yeah, they're just hanging out up there, and Gatomon and Patamon are like, "Hey, let's dance, yay!" And
Did you see the video Lil V put out? Where it's like he did a redo of like Infinite's theme from Sonic Forces?
no,
Where it's like, when he first stages, as a little like skip of him listening to the song, and he just turns around, he's like, yeah, I'd make that edgier. And zooms out, and he's watching on his computer, and he turns around, he's like, I could still make it edgier. And it's just like, just playing hard, like, Sonic memes in the background, and like, just like puppies and stuff as he's in his like Sailor Scout uniform, doing the most like metal rocking crap ever. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. I noticed if like, did you catch the like animation error in this episode?
I guess not. What is it?
Cause yeah, there's like one frame where like Yoli's beret changes colors. Cause they forgot to color it in for a few frames or whatever. So you're
Interesting.
so you just watch her walk down the hallway, and it just flicks from red to white and then back, and it's like, wait, what?
Yoli's got a magical color changing beret.
Yeah, she's, really, like, set herself up as the programmer of the group, She can program reality itself. It's a very good talent.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Davis gets real mad after TK totally serves him at basketball.
Alright, that does happen.
Yeah.
Man, is TK, like, more of a perfect student than Ken is at this point? Because TK's...
No.
Nah. Yeah, that's fair. But TK's
Because,
been getting, like, all the push recently.
Well, TK's cool.
Yeah.
But, so the thing is, like, he's not the perfect, like, kid or whatever. Because I bet that if he played Davis at soccer, Davis would wreck him.
Yeah, probably. That's like the image of like, TK just dunking the basketballs. He's just like, just playing the guitar with shades on in the air, He's doing like kickflip on a skateboard as he does it. It's like, heck yeah, it's TK.
Yeah,
he just lands. It's like, you need to grow up more. It's like, air horns going off.
But yeah, TK Adventure 2 is like the series where TK comes into being like a cool character actually.
Yeah. Like, he's kind of been turned around, if nothing else. Like, this is more than we've been getting from him before. But yeah, so, like, they all go back to the digital world, and there it's like, man, that Ken sure did screw up this place. Oh boy, what a terrible character. We have to repair the damage that Ken has done.
And boy, did he do a lot of damage.
Yeah, so this is like skipping ahead a little bit, but it's like, yeah, in 24, there's like a weird offhand reference in the dub that's like just made up on the spot. It's just like super non-canon. Where it's like they're randomly like, oh yeah, like Ken sure wrecked the primary village. We have to repair it. Cause like baby Digimon appear after they fix the place.
Oh, yeah, that's super not real.
Yeah. But yeah, for a second, I was just sort of like, oh my god, did Ken actually, like, attack and kill babies?
Yeah, and the answer is no.
But he,
Actually,
but he did kick that puppy.
yeah,
He totally punned that puppy. They're just like, everyone just splits up and they're helping her repair the place. And, like, there's a weird scene that's, like, cut from the dub where Davis, like, tells Nuamon to move and they just jump off as they shit.
yeah. I figured that was probably
Yeah.
not shown in the dub.
Yeah, can't disguise that as hair gel.
Uh, so yeah, the kids
Yeah,
the
they're
kids are like, all right, we gotta go.
gotta go fix up the village. Gotta go repair the damage Ken has done,
Yeah, well, they're repairing a lot of stuff because
Yeah.
and they're splitting off the kids into the different areas to.
Yeah, it's somewhere around this time that we get like a little scene where TK's just like, oh yeah, if we instill go of the digital world, then there might still be like a danger here we have to take care of. He's like, our job might not be done yet. There may be a new threat coming.
Yeah, TK continuing to be a pretty smart kid is like,
Yeah.
hey, last time we were here, we only stayed until we weren't needed anymore, and we're still able to come here.
Yeah, that's not exactly normal. So I'm kind of wondering, like, are we going to get like another big threat, or is like the final thing going to be unrelated? Because I know what the final boss is. I know like the Arcanemon thing's a thing, but I don't know how connected like those two things are.
I forgot what the ultimate final threat is. I just remember Arachnimon and Mummymon.
Yeah. No, I'll never forget what that is. Cause it just shows up and it's like, oh, all right, so that's what that is.
I know that Black War Greymon shows up.
Yeah, we've mentioned that before, I think.
Yeah.
Jeez. Also, yeah, I need to mention something because it's like I was watching through these and I'm like, oh yeah, why no Magnamon? And like apparently, and like I have no idea how intentional this is or if it's just a fan theory or what the crap's up with any of this. Apparently Magmon's egg became the digi crust of like effing kindness.
Well, yeah, we kind of see that.
Do we?
Yeah, because the egg disappears and then Ken's crest appears.
Wait, the egg really became the crest? What? I never caught that. What the heck? Yeah, alright. I
Yeah.
guess that's Wino Magnamon, but that's super weird. So, wait, was it good? Did. Wait a minute, but like, where does the egg come from then? Because aren't the eggs like based off of like the crests? Did the crest become the egg?
I don't know. Nobody else needed a crest except for the original children who don't need them anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, this is very confusing. It's not making much logical sense right now. Because, like, the crests were made for the original 8 Digidestin, like, specifically, It was specifically, like, made to draw out their power so they could, like, fight new threats.
Yeah, but there were kids before the ones we know.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe, like, the crests are based off of, like... May like one of those kids was kindness and his crest was just sort of like around somewhere.
Maybe.
Like that's the only way I can kind of like make sense of this right now. Cause like Genai's people were like killed by effing Piedmon.
Yeah. Well, it could be that it could be that the kids before the ones we know didn't need the crests. Like maybe the crests were developed as
after the
make
fact.
To make the current kids stronger. Because
Yeah.
maybe the previous kids didn't have to deal with a bunch of ultimate level Digimon.
Maybe it's possible. And I feel like there has to be like ancient ultimates and like megas out there. Like, wouldn't there be? Because like,
Sure, but maybe not evil ones.
yeah. Well, I guess that's true. Well, wait,
I
no,
know
no,
I know that's
Pokemon. Yeah,
huh?
I forgot Pokemon was a thing before the original. Yeah, he fought the original Digidestin like before Ty and the others.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot that was a thing for a second. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, the older Digidestin like sealed a Pokemon away. And like everyone's just like, all right, well, how the heck did they do that? Like, how do we do that then? And it just kind of happens, and they're just like, okay, that's how. So, huh? Yeah, I guess that does make sense. All right, so like, effing Davis is just randomly like, hey, Vmon, like, man, it'd be great if you could evolve to champion so we could like pick up girls, specifically Kari.
yeah, become a super Angemon or whatever the heck.
Come Ultra Angemon. And Veemon's like, oh yeah, that'd be sick. I sure would want to, like, get with Gatomon. And we go a little, like, we get an image of, like, Davis just dunking the basketballs, like, Kari cheers him on. And, like, Veemon's just dancing with effing Gamon with, like, the rose in his mouth.
Yeah, it's real goofy.
Oh, it's so goofy. But it's like, yeah, that's fine. And Davis is like, oh yeah, I've also set up a series of traps to like try and force you to digivolve. Because we didn't learn our lesson from Skull Greymon, apparently.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. Sorry, were you gonna say something?
No. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like, I don't know if Ty would have told them about Skullgron, but they saw Skullgreymon at some point. So they have to kind of know that's like a possibility at least. Then
Yeah.
again, it is Davis, so yeah. What the crap is that noise?
They're doing yard work outside.
Alright, yeah, that kind of sounded like it. But yeah, so Davis tries to force Veemon to evolve. And he's just setting up like fake monsters and stuff to fight him, and he like Fremont gets so angry at this, he like chases Davis to like a bridge, and Davis just.
Well, you're skipping over the part where Davis punches him in the head.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, Davis punches Vmon in the head, and Vmon, rightfully so, like they're like by some bamboo or something. Vmon like snaps it in half, and it's like, oh yeah, Digimon are strong, and now he's gonna chase down Davis.
What a hero! What a strong character we've created. Boy, what? Yeah, I'm sure glad the next generation is in capable hands. Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
So I'm just glad that Vmon is like not going to take it. He's like, okay, that's the heck, man. I'm gonna beat the crap out of you.
Yeah. He like chases Darius, and Darius is just like, alright, I'll just like break this bridge apart to like cause like a potentially dangerous situation, so Vmon will have to evolve to save me while he's chasing me down.
It's the old, if I put myself in mortal danger trick.
I have to jump in front of that like mind-controlled effing Greymon, so my Agumon will become like Mel Greymon. Oh wait, it doesn't work like that? Oh crap. Yeah, this causes them to like conveniently just run away from a bunch of like giant boulders, which leads to a scene that is like heavily edited, where like Turtlemon's just taking a piss, and he's just like, just like hugging to himself just super happily. And like effing like Davis and Beamon just run by. And he just gets angry, jumps into his own piss, just looks down in disgust, and the boulder just falls on him. And it just like breaks. And this makes Tortamon super upset at Davis and the others.
Yeah, it's a really strange scene.
Yeah, it's so weird. And like, Davis like manages to escape with Vmon, and he just regroups with the others, and he's like explains the situation. And there's like, oh, he's angry because you caught him peeing happily. Well, yeah, I'd kind of like understand why, but it's not your fault, man. You should just like explain the situation. And it's like, what is this conversation right now? Yeah, so like Tormund just sort of chases Davis around. He's just sort of like, wait, yeah. Tormund chases him up to like a cliff, and like,
Hold on.
yeah.
Did you not even realize that the call dropped?
I didn't realize.
Yeah, the call dropped for a second.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, sorry about that, but it's like Tormund just chases Davis up to like a cliff. It's just like exhausted. Davis is like, wait, please, like, it's sorry for all this, but before you kill us, please wash your hands. Which they do keep in the dub.
Amazing.
So he's just like, yeah, please just wash your hands so it's like a bit more hygienic before you kill us.
It'd be gross if you killed us with your pee hands.
Yeah, it just sort of makes him even angrier. So it's like, Vmon just sort of like evolves anyways. Which I hate. I hate that Vmon actually evolves after like the situation it's caused by Davis being a jerk trying to force an evolution. Like, of course it makes logical sense for us to happen. I just hate the like implications here that it's like, oh, Davis's plan worked. Because it totally worked. Like, this... It was unintentional, but worked.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this wasn't planned, though.
Yeah, this was super unplanned, but he got his way in the end.
I mean, if anything, it just shows to Davis that, like, you can't force these things to happen.
Yeah, I just hate that he gets it at the end of the episode, because it's like, come on.
I mean, it makes sense. We can't have a...
It makes sense, but it's like, come on. Like, I'm just imagining it's like, if, like, Skull Greymon happened, and then, like, the end of that episode was Mel Greymon, then that would feel pretty bad, I think. And this is kind of, like, reminiscent of, like, that type of feeling, I think. Right? Because it's like the extremes aren't nearly the same in those two scenarios at all, but you kind of like get my point, I believe. At least I hope, people kind of do.
I mean, like I said, as long as he understands what he did wrong.
I don't think he does. I'm not completely sure, man.
I mean, it's hard to tell with Davis, but I mean...
Yeah. Beyond turns into X-Vmon, which... I didn't expect this, but I should have. Because in the dub, it's like, oh, Vmon spelled out phonetically. It's like V-E-E-Mon. And like, like X-Vmon is like, like E-X-V-E-E-Mon, like X-Tyramon or something, right? In the sub, it's just like X-V as in like the letters and Mon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 15 Mon, basically.
I mean, it looks less stupid than it's spelled out, honestly.
And I'd prefer it spelled out. Because it's like, we're getting hyphens involved in character names. It's like, yeah, come on. You don't have to do that.
It's fine. I think it spelled out looks dumber.
Man. But it's like, yeah, X-Vmon just gets, like, friggin' he digivolves into and stuff. I do like X-Vmon as a character, like as a design and stuff.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, X-Vmon's pretty rad. Like all Vmon's like armor forms are like, like different variations, or they're like, more agile and stuff. This is sort of like the true path where like he bulks out and he's like, he becomes a physical fighter. You're like, it's more reminiscent of like Magnamon.
Yeah. Also, I know that Davis was trying to get Vmon to digivolve, but the moment they were in actual real danger, shouldn't he have just armor digivolved?
Yeah, he really should have. Like Digimental up,
You just gotta say it.
Yeah, just gotta say the words and it'll happen. Even if they're by accident. Even if someone makes you say them out phonetically, I assume. I don't know why that situation would ever come up, but it's a possibility. That'd be such a hard read. Oh man. But yeah, X-Beyond just sort of like beats up like effing Tortamon.
Like I said, he freaking Bowser tosses him.
Yeah,
he grabs him by the tail, throws him off a cliff.
Just throws him off the cliff, and like Tortamon just just spins out, just like gets back out, his shell and stuff like that. And he just starts like taking a piss again. And he's just talking to himself, and like Davis just covers his eyes. And he's like, "Nah, don't look this time, man. It's cool."
Yeah. And then Tortamon is like, "Hey, look at me! I'm washing my hands. Don't beat the crap out of me anymore."
He's such a weirdo. I don't understand.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand what was happening at first either. But I kind of just figured that it's like, oh, he's like, don't beat me up anymore. I'll wash my hands like you asked.
Oh, jeez.
It is a really weird interaction, though.
In these Corona times of just like death everywhere, don't forget after you pee happily, wash your hands, or an angry dinosaur might Bowser throw you into the lake. Those are really words to live by, This is really quality advice right here.
Yeah. Also, I'm glad that the new Digimon also get Braveheart.
Yeah. Oh, do they?
Yeah, Braveheart plays when Vmon Digimon.
Right, yeah, Braveheart, right, sorry. I thought you meant, like, break up for a second for some reason, because it didn't quite register.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, this is the traditional evolution route, right? This is, like, the way it's meant to go.
Yeah, this is real evolution.
But, like, I don't know, I'm a bit disappointed that we're going to be losing Breakup, though, Because Breakup's a good song.
I'm pretty sure we still see reason for the kids to use Armor Evolution.
Oh, is there? Alright, interesting.
I think so.
I'm just assuming that it's like from this point forward, we're just not gonna get it. Like, not unless it's like, because I don't like fusions are a thing later on.
Yeah, I think the fusions happen between the armored versions.
I don't think so. I think the fusions are like the normal champion forms. But like the fusions may use Breakup, or may use a different song. Who am I to say?
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah, if the fusions get their own unique theme, that'd be kind of hype, actually.
Yeah.
Like, assuming it's good, at least. Can you imagine it's like, like effing like, just big fusion scene happens and it's just playing like country music. Just like slow, sad, like, there's a tear in my beer, It's just like, just playing as they do the smackdown.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Also, we didn't mention something that happens in the episode that I thought was kind of funny. Is like the obvious Digimon that's made up of a bunch of like Numamon in a suit. Like,
yeah.
It walks out of the bushes and it plays like the bad Digimon theme. like it's a real threat.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, so yeah, like I think that's the episode. I think that's all that really happens, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The only episode, well, okay, the third episode had a little bit more bearing than the first one, but The second
Yeah.
episode is where the most important stuff happens.
Yeah, because the second episode is like the entirety of Ken's like character arc.
Yeah, the explanation for like his childhood and like why he became not
Oh
really why
man.
he became evil.
There's one specific scene in that episode, like I guess we'll go over it right now. It's episode 23. There's one specific scene where it's like the most pretentious crap ever. I'm just sitting there, it's like, yeah, come on. And it's where the call cut out.
No, it's still working.
Alright, sorry, I heard a weird buzzing noise.
That's my phone.
Okay, yeah, that explains it, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
just
just a
ignore
one
that.
scene where it's like, oh, I used to love blowing bubbles, and I blowed bubbles really well because of my kindness, but like, who was it that made the foamy water? Who was it that cut my straw? It's like, come on, man. Like, yeah, God, this is so far.
Ken, I think he could have figured out how to do this part.
Like, the dub makes that scene so much worse. Because there's like, yeah, these bubbles were so empty, like me. It's like, come on.
Yeah, so not gonna lie, rewatching this episode, I felt way more sympathetic to Ken. So maybe it was like maybe the dub just completely ruined Ken.
The dub,
Yeah, he's still bad. Don't get me wrong,
so
but
there,
like I felt some semblance of like I felt bad for him actually.
yeah. So there's one major, like the sub makes it like way more clear and stuff, and it's like just word better and stuff like that as kind of usual. But there's one major change the dub makes, and that's it's like when he gets the dark digivice, you hear like it whispering evil thoughts to him.
Oh my god.
And that makes it so much worse.
So,
Like, it sounds like it's like laughing. It's like, yeah, take over and stuff like that,
become evil.
Yeah.
That's bad. I forgot about that.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so Kid's just sort of like in a freaking like, I assume it's depression.
Oh, it's very much depression.
Yeah, he's just like laying in bed all day, like trying to figure out who he is.
Yeah, it's depression, but it's also anime who am I disease.
Yeah. So I have to wonder, because it's like, like in Avatar, Zuko kind of like goes through this too.
Yeah, Ken's having a Zuko moment.
Yeah, it's like the scene where he's like, oh, he acted so out of character that his body's at war with itself, and now he has to figure out who he is.
Yeah, except in this case, it's Ken trying to remember that he wasn't always, like, the worst person ever.
So I'm gonna assume this isn't a real thing. Have you ever had a moment where you're just like, oh, who am I? And it physically made you, like, super sick and you just had to sleep on a bit?
Oh, I could see that being, like, a depression-related thing.
Yeah, I feel like...
Not a specific, like, I'm going to sleep for days because I'm soul-searching, but, like... I could see somebody having like an existential crisis and having a really hard time recovering from it.
Because like I feel like I've never really had like a moment like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you said, partially because it's not real.
Yeah,
probably.
Like I'm just going off the top of my head that assumption. Like if you've ever had a soul-searching like sleep coma moment, please let us know in the comments below. Because I'm genuinely curious.
Also, we get a scene that maybe Ken's parents kind of suck, and we kind of see. I'm gonna say we kind of see that again here, even when they've become slightly better people. In that, oh, Ken's been sleeping for days. Let's leave him in bed and not take him to the hospital.
Yeah. Well, I'm willing to assume it's like, they're just like, they don't think he's actively sick. They're just like, I know what's like wrong with him, but we should probably like, leave him alone for a bit. Just give him some time to think this over. Because like this is a big situation.
the implication is he's been sleeping since he got home, and it's
Yeah.
been days.
And but it's like, we get Ken's backstory finally. Finally. And it's just like, oh yeah, it's basically, it's like he had an older brother that was like always praised when he was a kid, and he was kind of like treated as the second fiddle, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like got really jealous and wished that like they would disappear. And like, hey, one day Digivice comes and it's meant for Ken, but his older brother doesn't want him to have it. Cause he's like, nah, this is mine, don't play with my stuff.
We also see that maybe his parents pushed him too hard to study and be
Yeah.
like super smart because they adored getting praised for their son's accomplishments.
Yeah. Like, they pushed his older brother too hard. And, like, that kind of led to some, like, anger issues, it seems. Like, maybe some bit of, like, territorialness, in the family.
Ken felt like they didn't appreciate him. Like,
yeah, basically. But, like, I'm
Ken,
specifically talking about his older brother.
yeah.
Yeah, because he's at first he's very, like, kind to him, but then he becomes very standoffish later in life.
Yeah, what's his name? Osamu?
Yeah, I forget what the dub calls him, so I'll just say, like, Ken's brother for the sake of it. Yeah, so, like...
So yeah, it's like, yeah, Ken's like, oh, I wish my brother wasn't around.
Yeah.
And then cut to him being killed in a car crash.
Yeah. I should also point out, it's like his brother had, like, the messy hair and, like, the glasses and stuff that, like, Ken mauled the Digimon Emperor after.
Yeah, there's very clear design parallels where it's like,
yeah,
like his brother gets mad at him for touching the Digivice that shows up. And he's looking down on him, and his glasses are like, they're doing that like anime shine thing.
Yeah.
His hair's all messy, and it looks just like the Digimon Emperor's glasses and the way Ken made his hair look.
I'll like go a quick shout to like, just the like style of that scene, because like, the color palette in that scene was like really cool.
Yeah,
lots of like, weird pinks and reds everywhere. Like, really interesting.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like... So Ken's like, oh, I wish my brother was gone. And then he gets, like, hit by a car. And Ken's just like, oh, this is what I wanted. And then Ken has to fill his brother's role, because, people are, like, expecting him to, like, compare, basically, right?
Yeah. And then he gets a mysterious email.
Yeah, it's like, it's a very weird email that's like, oh, your brother didn't die, his mind was just freed, and like, your mind is also trapped in this world. So maybe there'd be a world that better suits you, a world where your mind would be freed. And it's like playing Piedmon's theme.
Yeah, it's like, hey, remember that thing that your brother found? It's in his dresser.
Yeah.
And Ken doesn't go, how do you know about that?
yeah. Well, I should like point out, it's like, it's not specifically Piedmon's theme exclusively, but it's heavily associated with him and like the Dark Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically it's evil mastermind theme.
Yeah, essentially. Not Ken's theme, evil mastermind's theme. Which, like, also weirdly appears at, like, the Coliseum when they first get Skull Greymon. Yeah, that's a very weird touch.
Okay, so maybe it's the biggest, baddest theme.
Yeah. It's like its theme of, like, ancient mysticism, I guess. Like, weird, like, ancient knowledge coming through or something. I don't know, man. Something along those lines. Yeah, so, like... Ken's like, goes to the digital world, and he appears at the Dark Ocean.
Yeah, I forgot that this happens.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised too, because it's like, oh yeah, this is the same place. Well, it's not stated, but this is it. And for so
it's very clearly like the foggy shore and like the dark water, and it's the dark ocean.
yeah, which kind of explains why he experimented on those diver monsters. Or I guess they weren't Diamond, just where the crap those things were.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he's like,
they disguise themselves as Divermon.
yeah, because he's like, oh hey, this is this area I was at before. I wonder what's up with this. It was trying to like figure it out.
Yeah, it is weird. It is still a weird scene where he goes to the water and he puts his Digivice in.
Yeah, and like the Digivice becomes the Dark Digivice. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not sure why you did that, but I guess that explains it.
I would rather see Ken put the Digivice in the water just at random than have like a voice whispering like, do it, do it, do it.
Yeah. Oh, the voice wasn't like egging him on to put it in the water. The voice was after it became the Dark Digivice.
Okay, that makes less sense. I thought, because I was willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, and it's the dub team trying to make it make more sense.
No.
No.
So what the dub does is like he puts the Digivice in the water, and it turns into a Dark Digivice, and you hear just laughing. It's like, become the Emperor and stuff like that.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's like it's directly implied in the dub that it's like he put the water in he put the Digivice in the evil water, and that made the Digivice evil and it told him to do bad things. It was kind of like manipulating him. It's so bad in the dub. Holy crap! It's like just taking away the agency just kills this character, I feel like. Well, he's already kind of like, already not in great shape right now, because the whole, like, excuse they give is really stupid, but it's like, yeah, that's just an extra layer onto this.
Yeah, we see... We get a scene where Ken and his brother are walking around the digital world, and a Gazimon attacks them in the desert, and Wormmon fights it off.
Yeah, this is like presumably before his brothers start getting like aggressive with him about the Digivice.
Yeah, seemingly they went around the digital world with each other doing things.
Yeah, so this explains that scene where Wormmon was like, oh, hey, what happened to you? Because you used to be kind, and then you left, and when you came back, you're all about the Digimon Emperor.
Yeah, so in between that time, Ken got the Dark Digivice and turned evil.
Yeah.
And Wormmon's like, but why?
Yeah, Wormmon's like, well, I'll trust you, Ken. I know you've got my best intentions in mind. And he's like, shut up, you insect. And Wormmon's like, oh no.
What does Wormmon say to him? It's like,
where?
He says something about his kindness, but him being too kind.
Yeah, it's something along the lines of like, oh hey, it's easy for people exploit kindness. You must become a bit stronger, because kindness can leave you vulnerable or something.
Yeah.
It's something of that notion. Something of that effect. I really should have wrote it down actually. But yeah, something of that sort of type basically. So yeah, Ken's just like, oh man, but my brother was such a monster, and that's why Ken styles himself after his brother, and presumably why he becomes a monster to Laz's frustrations. Cause it's learned behavior. He's like, this is how I deal with this. I style my hair and I kick puppies and I whip helpless animals until I feel better.
Yeah, it also didn't help that the email from the mysterious stranger telling him to go do evil things.
Yeah. I'll take that over the Digivice laughing. Cause at least that's kind of that's still his decision, right? they pushed him in the right direction, or the wrong direction, I should say. But it was still, like, within his ability. This was still, like, his choice.
Yeah, the resentment was already there.
Yeah, so this results in Kin being like, oh, but my brother is so terrible, but like, who was it that blew the bubbles? Oh, maybe the life isn't so bad after all, I guess. And he just wakes up, looks at his parents, and he says, who are you? Which is probably...
really,
yeah.
it's really weird because the implication isn't actually that he's like forgotten who they are. It's like,
Yeah, he was doing a philosophical statement. He's like, I don't know what this life is. I don't know who these people are. But it's probably one of those dick troll moves ever after, like, all of that.
yeah, his parents break down into tears because they think he has amnesia, and
Yeah.
Ken's like waxing philosophical, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, really, kid.
It's like, if you're trying to make a change, now would be the good time to start doing good things.
Not be like, yes, sorry, I know who you are. I don't know who I am, though. And there's like, oh no, he can't remember himself.
And then they're just like, well, that's weird, but okay.
Yeah, there's like, yo, that's a start. Man, so that very real selective amnesia where you remember everything about everyone except for your own life. Just very common scenario. But yeah. So he's just sort of like, just cries and his parents are crying and it's like, oh yeah, he does feel bad. So it's...
I guess I can't really talk about my thoughts on this yet. We're not actually there yet, but
yeah, their redemption arc is going down.
I'm looking at like Ken's redemption arc in a new light, I'll say.
Yeah. It's like, it's kind of frustrating because it's like, like, what this is kind of doing right is it makes you feel bad for Ken. It's like, oh hey, he still did terrible things. This was like, like, there's a logic behind this. I understand him a bit more now. But it's like he still hasn't really, like, done anything to, like, redeem himself. So it's like, you kind of want him to, like, join the group, but you don't want it to be that easy, I think.
Yeah. At the very least, there's an obvious...
Yeah.
Ken feels awful. Ken feels absolutely miserable about his decisions.
Yeah, he is, like...
That's a good start.
He is shamed, he's been, like, put through the grinder, he feels pathetic. But, like, we hadn't made that leap to him, like, putting in the effort to fix things. And I think that's the important part of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we haven't quite gotten to the point where he could even start.
Yeah.
So Ken ends up in the digital world again, scaring the crap out of his parents because he just disappears out of his room again.
Yeah, maybe you should leave a note or something, like, I'll be back, give me a second.
Now, to be fair, Ken is not all there at the moment.
Ken is not that bright. Oh wait, yes he is.
No, he's not. They make it very clear that before all the Dark Digivice bullcrap, Ken wasn't a genius.
Wait, is it clear? Well, I guess, like, before when he was a kid.
He clearly states back then, I wasn't a genius.
Yeah, but they, like, was, like, just studying all that stuff and he, like, became known as the genius. Because, like, they pushed the expectations onto him.
Yeah, but the level of genius that he shows is like prodigy level, like the kind of talent you're born with. Like,
well, and I believe he had that potential all along. They just weren't going for it, and like they pushed him, and that pushed him to be the prodigy. Because like you have to remember, it's like in the sub specifically, it's like Kin's main talents are like, like programming and like coordinating people.
And playing soccer and
Yeah,
making video games.
well, he's athletic, but he's mainly a programmer. Like, he's a programmer who can like see and like think logistically, right? Like, the dub, like, exaggerates it a lot, because it's like, in the dub, he's, like, making robots and doing this and that, but it's like, his main talent is sort of like, like, parallel processing, like, data and, like, stuff like that, right? Like, he doesn't really, like, lead people, he just, like, treats them as, like, units on the field when he plays soccer. Like, he treats them like predictable outcomes, essentially. Like, I feel like that's like a props I can give to his season, specifically in the sub. Because it's not like, Ken's just like, oh, he's brilliant at everything. It's like, he has a specific type of intelligence at play here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a specific type of, like, like, programming level, like, like, mathematical sort of, like, intelligence. Like, he has, like, formations and formulas that kind of, like, handle things. It's not so much as him, like, actively, like, just knowing everything or whatever. Like, he's not a rocket scientist, basically. So, yeah, hopefully that's sort of, like, hopefully that kind of makes sense. But it's like, yeah. Point is, Ken goes to the digital world. Like,
he goes to the digital world and he finds himself at the primary village.
And, like...
And in one of the best moments, the Digimon recognize him.
Yeah, and the babies start throwing themselves at him to attack, and Ken's like, eh.
Yeah, what's Euramon, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Euramon throws himself at him and attacks him. And then a Punimon and a Botamon are like, oh yeah, you're a scumbag. You're the worst kind of person.
So you want to know something terrible? The dub throws a joke in here.
Of course it does.
It's just like, your guy's like, speeches about, it's like, yeah, you can't just ignore you bit, and it's like, you have to accept the good and the bad, and all this stuff, and it's like, I'd say more cliche lines, but I can't think of any. It's so bad, because it ruins the moment.
Yeah, we can't just have a sincere moment of a baby Digimon laying into the bad guy.
Yeah. Because they know what's up more than he does. And they're babies.
Yeah, a Digimon that was probably killed by him.
Yeah. Realistically, probably. Which is a lesson he really hasn't learned at all, I guess. But yeah. Ah, that's another weird thing. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to, like, get to that. Because, yeah, boy. Yeah, essentially Ken's trying to, like, find Wormmon, and, I can at least, like, accept the mindset of, like, like, he needs to be there for Wormmon, if nothing else. Because, like, yeah, Wormmon does still care about him.
Yeah, I feel like that's the key to making it a little bit better, is that you're not sympathizing with Ken, you're sympathizing with Wormmon.
Yeah. Well, I am kind of sympathizing with Ken too, but I still did terrible thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I feel better about Wormmon being reborn than Ken's redemption arc.
Yeah. I feel like you're right on the money with that, honestly. Because it's like, Wormmon is just sort of like, before he was in an abusive relationship. Let's not mince words here. Like, he was beating him, and Wormmon was trying to, like, help him as best as he could, and he couldn't escape. Like, that is Wormmon standing up to an abusive partner. But it's like...
Ken didn't want him around. He could have...
Yeah.
I believe Wormmon could have left, and Ken wouldn't have missed him.
Yeah, but, he felt obligated to stay, basically.
Yeah, because he's his Digimon partner.
Yeah. But, yeah, on the metaphorical level, like, yeah, abuse, like, abusive relationship, it's pretty clear-cut, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pretty strong allegory, if nothing else. You know, it's literally like, oh, you're worthless, like, just like, why aren't you doing the thing faster? Do it for me. And, like, the physical, yeah, but it's like, it's very clear that's not the new Ken. And, like, I don't know, I feel like for the sake of the allegory, that's maybe not the best message, but it's like, like, it does at least work for the character a bit better. That's like, we sort of understand that this isn't the same Ken that did all those things. Like,
Yeah,
he has changed. He does genuinely care now.
There's a very genuine, like, oh yeah, this...
Yeah.
He feels bad for everything he's done, and he really does want to make up for it.
Yeah, he's like, Wormmon didn't deserve how I treated him. I need to make up to him, basically. I don't know if they, like, are specifically stated like that, but that's the essential, like, mindset I'm reading into this right now.
Yeah. Also, the baby Digimon are like, the way you are, you don't deserve Wormmon.
And
like,
yeah.
Wormmon won't come back for you.
Like, they're kind of right, but at the same time...
Well, it genuinely scares Ken, because he's like, I lost my brother, I'm going to lose Wormmon forever.
Yeah, like, are you there? Did the call cut out?
I'm still here.
Alright, sorry, just cut a little bit. Like, as you were talking, you're like, I'm scared I'm gonna lose Wormmon to something.
Yeah, he's like, I lost my brother, I'm also going to lose Wormmon. Like,
right, Wormmon too. Okay, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose everything because I'm a terrible person, and I have to make this right.
Yeah. Like, there's been, like, mishandling in this plot so far, but I feel like it is a good sign that it's like, there are complaints we're actively bringing up, and they're actively, like, trying to address it, right? Because it shows they're kind of, like, aware of this, Yeah, Ice in the sub.
Like I said, I think the dub might have ruined Ken in my head.
Yeah, because the dub didn't put nearly as much emphasis on, like, all this stuff. Like, this is a clumsy season. I feel like that's, like, a good way to kind of phrase it. It's like, it's kind of clumsy, it's kind of messy, kind of meandering, like, it's kind of been, like, hit or miss, really. But it's like, the dub specifically muddies things more, and it just sort of, like, makes things work, like, less well overall.
It's all gotta be jokes.
Yeah, and that's sort of, like, always been the case with the dub, but, like, specifically here, where there's, like, more at stake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to, like, cut deeper and go further with all this stuff. So yeah, like, he eventually does, like, find the right egg, and, like, Wormmon is like, please find me. And, like, it hatches out, and it's like, okay, yeah, now you can finally make up to Wormmon. Like, specifically as, like, whoever is, like, in training form is, it's like...
I forget what it's called. I thought it was Pabumon, but it's not.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not Pabumon. I kind of feel sorry that I, like, thought it was for a second, because, like, I remember this Digimon. Like, I remember seeing this design before.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, specifically this and, like, the Bay form and the in-training form, specifically.
Yeah. Hold on.
You're gonna, like, look up?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm just gonna go to Wormmon in the wiki and then go back to its prior forms. Minomon.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
I'm
not really, because I don't know Japanese, but still, yeah, that sounds right. Alright, so, yeah, is that the episode?
Oh, wait. Oh, no, okay. The very first form that hatches is Leafmon.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, we see Minomon near the end of the episode.
Okay, yeah.
Minomon looks like a bagworm.
Yeah, alright. Man, Wormmon's line is so cool.
Yeah, like, I didn't realize that. I thought that we just didn't see, like, the weird thing, like the cocoon he was in.
No.
Like I thought we just didn't see that on Leafmon at first. I didn't realize it was another form
Yeah,
entirely.
it's another form.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, like, his little, like, pacifier and everything. Or the little, like, fake pacifier, whatever it's called. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's where the episode ends, isn't it? You know, it's like Kin and Leafmar just kind of together again.
Yeah. Minamon by the end of the episode.
Right, right.
Yeah, so which implies once a Digimon gets to that stage, I think it's kind of implied that they could be in their rookie form, but he's in the form that Digimon usually stay in when they're in the real world.
Yeah. Like, I'd assume it's like, yeah, oh, it takes a bit of time for him to get to in training and then he becomes a rookie. And it's like, okay, got it.
Yeah. And then we get to the third episode that's the third oh wait, no, it's the third episode that's okay. The first one is whatever, like I don't care.
Yeah.
Second episode's the big important one. Third episode's okay.
Yeah. Would you say that, like, Kin's backstory was a success?
It's kind of weird. We get the information that I think I've mentioned it. Ken's parents pushed Osamu a little too hard, and like he probably didn't want to be the genius kid that got all the praise. He just wanted to be a normal kid.
Like, I feel like just sitting here talking about this has kind of made me, like, appreciate it a bit more, honestly. Just, you know, thinking it over and just sort of, because it's like, it's still pretentious, you know? Like, it's still a very, like, awkwardly handled way to do this, but, like, as far as what they're actually doing, I feel like this is working out pretty well, like, you know, aside from, like, some stuff. Aside from, like, the fact that I thought the digital world was a computer program, you know?
Okay, so about that, rethinking it, I would be willing to believe that maybe the mysterious person who sent him the email gave him that information.
Well, actually, no. I just realized, you know what probably is?
Hmm.
Kin grows up like, oh, my brother's so smart, my brother's so great. And, like, his brother has this device he has, and he takes his brother's device and goes into the computer. And I think Kin just assumed my brother made this.
Well, no, because he's told by both Wormmon and the Stranger that the Digivice is his. He knows it's his.
Yeah, but, like... Yeah, that does throw a weird wrench into it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because, like, I just assumed that it'd be like, you know, Kin just looks at the digital world and he's just like, okay, well, my brother's so great and perfect, of course he made this place. Like, he was way more special than I thought he was. So, you know, if I'm going to, like, you know, live here, I need to, like, take his place or something, essentially. But it's like... No, that does directly imply that, like, his brother did... I don't know, Makin's just delusional. That's the only way I could kind of, like, rationalize this out of my head right now. Because it may just be a massive, like, you know, just, like... Well, it probably is a retcon, honestly, first off. It's probably something that wasn't intended to be a thing. And they just sort of shoved it in there because, you know, can't have Kin take too much heat for this with where we're going.
Yeah, he's gotta be redeemable.
Yeah. It's... Man, that really is, like, the big plot point that's just souring me on Kin's arc the most right now. Just the fact that I thought it was all, like, a fake world, despite, like, everything. And it's like... I know I just sort of talked about he's, like, you know, he's good at, like, programming intelligence and stuff. But it's like, Kin's not shown to be that oblivious. Like, that seems kind of beyond him. I don't know, it's very weird. But yeah, so episode 24, I guess. We have to, like, move on eventually.
Yeah. Where does it even...
So, fun fact. Did you know that the Wonder Swan games show, like, Kin evolving Wormmon for the first time, and the adventure of him taking out the towers and helping defeat Millenniumon.
How does it?
And it apparently takes place within this time frame. So guess, like, I don't know if it came before or after or what, but guess what we're not going to focus on?
That, I assume.
Yeah.
Who's Millenniumon again?
He's the big bad that can, like, manipulate time. I believe specifically it's, like, him and the Tamer that has, like, Cyberdramon, like, Digimon World 3 or something. And there's, like, go around the digital world trying to, like, defeat Millenniumon and, like, stop his reign of terror. It's like, because in a way that kind of makes sense, because Millenniumon's basically like a Chimeramon-esque, like, hybrid of different things, right? It's like Machine Dramon's cannons and, like, like Kabuterimon's horns and Devimon's arms and all this stuff. And
your prior forms, Chimeramon fused with Machine Dramon.
Yeah, alright, that makes sense. Like, Machine Dramon's dad was just in the garbage dump that is Apocalypse, and it somehow merged with Chimeramon stuff and made that. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense now.
It's partnered with Rio? What?
Yeah, isn't he the guy that is Cyberdramon? In, like, season... Okay, yeah.
So, Rio...
Because I think Cyberdramon's, like, a previous, like... Is something to do with him. I forget. It may be, like, a reincarnation of it or something. Something to that effect, I think. There's a lot of lore to this that we'll never fully understand.
Well, so Rio shows up in Tamers.
Yeah.
And for anybody who didn't play the WonderSwan games, it's completely out of nowhere.
Good to know.
Amazing. They rationalize it as like, oh yeah, that's that kid who was good enough to be rivals with Rika at the card game, and then he just vanished at some point.
Oh my god.
So this is where you ended up, and that's it.
Oh no. Oh, that's also, so dumb.
Also, remember my knowledge of the series is dub, so maybe the sub explains it better.
The sub might, but sure as heck not explaining this better.
Yeah. And then Rio's so cool. He's got a partner Digimon that goes out of control, and only he can tame him.
Oh man. But yeah, Millenniumon's like one of those. Millenniumon becomes one of those powerful Digimon in, like, the universe. It's like Millenniumon, and it's like a mega form made up of, like, two, just like, it's made up of, like, a fusion ultimate and, like, another mega. So it's already, like, a second tier evolved mega. And it evolves into, like, Millenniumon, like, effing crystal mode or something, or, like, sleep mode or whatever. And it's, like, technically a third tier mega. And then it becomes Millenniumon Z mode, which is, like, fourth tiered. And it's, like, surrounded by these digital chains that, like, restrict its power. So it could go even further beyond. It has the power to, like, it erases crap from time in its final form, basically. Like, Millenniumon Z mode is effing nuts.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that Millenniumon has a next form listed.
It has a next form and the form after that.
Yep, he turns into a little dragon thing in a crystal.
And then he turns into a thing after that. It's like Millennium...
Zed Millenniumon.
Yes. And he looks so nutty. It's like you're literally just a giant energy, just time god dragon, just manipulating reality to your whims. It's so crazy. Man, Digimon lore is great. Man, I want to mention something. It's like, I kind of hate that the Wonder Swan games are doing it like this, and we're not getting this stuff in the actual anime. And it's like, there's another series that does this exact same type of thing. And it's called Black Clover. And it's the worst. Where it's like, yeah, you just go into a random arc, and it's like, oh yeah, we have to save our teammate or whatever. And they're like, oh hey, we have to stop by this place that we've never mentioned before. Where it's just like 5 characters there with unique powers and designs. And every one of the main cast is just like, oh yeah, remember that adventure we went on in that like light novel that hasn't been translated to English yet? I sure do. Wasn't that crazy times that we'll never explain? And they become a core part of that arc. And if anyone's watched the Black Clover anime, that may be a bit surprising, because the anime fixed it. But if you're a manga reader like me, that was the dumbest crap ever. And it still is. Right, so episode 24.
I was reading stuff on Zed Millenniumon, and it raises a good point, and it's like the chains that bind it are to hold back its power. And then it's like, but who could be so strong that they could put something on this thing?
Yeah. Is it like Yggdrasil or like whatever? Is it like, that like effing Digimon that's basically just Buddha? Like the Buddha in Digimon form?
Yeah.
Is it Gaiamon? Is Gaiamon real?
Also, there's a little bit that says, although a Digimon will become a Digi-Egg if defeated in battle, there are very rare occasions where it has instead been reborn from within the corpse of its data.
Yup.
According to one theory, when Millenniumon died in a furious battle, the dark soul it possessed was reborn as Zed Millenniumon.
So that's basically what happened with Myotismon. Like, I believe that's the explanation.
Maybe.
Like, he was just, somehow, like, managed to, like, just reborn himself from, like, the core of his data. And he had some, like, enough energy to, like, just suck things up and then, like, attain a higher form of powers, like a second wind.
Yeah, not that the villain Digimon usually needs an excuse to become more powerful.
Yeah, usually they're just, like, one done, honestly.
It's like, oh, it digivolved. Yeah. Stronger now.
Yeah, it's a very specific, like, dark Digivolution form, where it's like, oh, we beat the big bad, and now it's time for the real fight. It's not over yet.
Yeah. So, episode 24.
Yeah. So, Ken just wakes up, and, like, our Kennymon's there in, like, a human form. And she's just...
I wasn't actually sure if you knew that was Arachnimon.
Oh, it's Arachninon, not like Arokenimon?
Hold on. I mean, I'm not. I wasn't getting on to you about the name.
Yeah.
Arachnimon. I'm not.
But yeah, I know Arachnimon, like Mummymon, are a thing. Because I don't know much about them, but I know the episode where it's like, where they make Blackboard Greymon. And they, like, drive around in a little, like, jeep in the desert or something, drinking tea. And that's all I know. Yeah, I know they're Digimon forms, of course.
Yeah, Arukenimon.
But yeah, I have no idea, like, what her deal is, really. I just know it's something to do with the Dark Towers.
Yeah, so, Ken wakes up, and there's a mysterious lady in red standing around in his room.
And with the pretty sick design, honestly.
Yeah, and she says something like, oh, you poor kid, I pity you, you weren't good enough, or whatever. and it
Yeah.
immediately brings flashbacks of the email he got as a kid.
Yeah, she says stuff like, he's done with, he's not worth anymore, you know, like, things like that. And it's like, okay, so is she the mastermind, or is she, like, following someone else's orders, basically?
Whatever the case, she's definitely going to be an antagonist.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, she's just messing with his computer, and then she just, like, turns into Data and disappears or something. There's, like, a weird shadow I couldn't quite make out.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything... I don't think there was anything you're supposed to get out of that. It's a Digimon, so
yeah, that's
it can
basically it.
You just go through the computer.
Yeah. So yeah, it's hard cut to a random town, which is just wrecked by Ken's reign as the Digimon Emperor. And everyone's just like, oh man, we have to fix all this damage Ken's done. And
Yeah,
it's
all
like,
the kids and their Digimon are working hard, except for Cody, who's just riding on Digmon's back.
I never actually caught that. That's good.
Yeah, if everybody else is carrying things or like hammering or whatever, and then Cody's just like hanging onto Digmon's back while he drills.
Oh right, yeah, Digimon. All right, sorry, yeah, Digimon. Right. For a second, I just like interpret that as like as like freaking Armadillomon. I was like, oh, Cody's just riding Armadillomon. Oh, that's great.
I mean, Cody's probably small enough he could.
Yeah, he could. And I was like, oh man, did I miss that shot of like Cody riding Armadillomon? And it's alright, yeah, he's hanging on to Digimon Champion. That makes way more sense, honestly.
Yeah, Armadillomon probably wouldn't be able to move very easily because Cody's about as big as he is, but
yeah,
he could probably do it.
It would be adorable, you have to admit.
Oh, also, I don't know when it happened, if it was last episode or this one, but Yoli continuing to show, like, I don't know, I'm not going to say abusing her Digimon, but...
Well, it's more like her Digimon's abusing her in this scenario.
Well, no, because Yoli's, like, getting Hawkmon's pre-evolution to, like, give her a massage or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm tired, can I stop now? And she's like, nah, just keep going.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it's like, huh.
Jeez. I should probably mention that I was, like, very just out of it while I was, like, watching the FFX subs. So I feel like I remember him well enough, but it's like, yeah, a few more things are gonna slip through the cracks, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really, like, stressed out and, you know, just, like, lots of just, yeah.
Yeah, because
sort of, like, sleep deprived.
Yeah, but I was just saying, because we've seen Yoli, like beating up her Digimon.
Yeah.
And it's really weird.
I was reading Eden Zero, and I was cringing so hard, like, legitimately, just trying to figure out how the fuck any of this works. Just how any of this makes sense. Though, like, it actually physically hurt my face. Eden Zero physically hurt me in real life. What the fuck?
I don't know, it sounds like you're overthinking things. If it's that... I don't get you. If it's that bad, then don't watch or read it.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna, like, talk about it with a group who likes this manga for some reason. And I was like, alright, well, I want to, like, stay on top of it, so I actually have points to make. So I kind of have to, so I know all those details, and they can't just be like, well, it gets better later.
Just say I don't believe you and stop watching or reading it.
No, but I have to actually, like, make points, though. Otherwise, what's the point? But yeah, like, believe me, like, if I did not have to, I would not be reading something like that. But since I do have to, I'm left with so many questions, like, why would the bad guy, like, record himself abusing a robot, and then, like, put the, like, video recording of himself abusing the robot in an effing, like, case with the robot for easy storage? Why would you do that?
I mean, stupid people record themselves committing crimes and then post it to social media.
Yeah, but you don't put the camera in the case, you keep the thing you're abusing.
Guessing the robot destroys it or
No.
takes it to the police? I don't know.
No, it's literally just there so the heroes can, like, accidentally end up with the case. And they're like, hey, what's this, like, B cube in here? And they, like, look at it and it shows him abusing the robot. And they're like, oh, that's why this robot has, like, a screw for a leg. Because he abused it. It's such a plot convenience. It's, like... Ugh. Jeez, I could go on for so long about that freaking series. Holy crap! Like just one of the main characters is like an attractive like effing like girl with a cat gimmick who's like a YouTuber, but she's not a YouTuber. She's a quote unquote B-cuber because that's what it's called in this world, and like. Higher up YouTubers are picking on her because she sucks. And it's like you see her subscriber count in like a galaxy of like viewers where like everyone has B cubes and it's like 100. And it's like, oh well, lowly B cuber. What target? It's like, how the fuck? This. Like, I can't right now. We have to talk about Digimon.
Yeah.
I can't get off on this tangent. It's too deep.
Yeah, we kind of got to get through this pretty quickly. You gotta use the bathroom.
All right. So yeah, at one point that's like, there's a quote from like the dub that like they just threw in there. That's not the sub, I believe. That like makes a really good point. Where I believe it's like Yoli's like, you know, oh yeah, if Kin's so sad, then like if Kin's so sorry about what he did, why isn't he helping us clean up the village?
Yeah. Well, she says that in the sub too.
Oh, does she? I missed it.
Pretty much. They're like, oh yeah, Ken should be helping us.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, it's like
because I don't think there's any mention of like, oh, if Ken's so sad or like,
yeah, if he's so sorry, then why doesn't he help us out?
Yeah, I think they just say Ken should be here helping us, like because he caused it.
Yeah, and they're right. He really kind of should be. Like
But
it'd be
also,
awkward as heck, but yeah, that'd be the right thing to do.
Yeah. Also, you understand that Ken can't really just walk up to the group and be like, hey guys, I'm real sorry about what I did. Can I help?
Yeah.
Because as evidenced by Cody, who gets furious at the image of Ken, like, I don't think that would work out.
Like, it would be those awkward. It would be like that Zuko. I thought we were gonna make this comparison a lot. Because it really is just that Zuko scene in Avatar, where he's just, like, on the hot air balloon, and he's just like, oh, geez, how do I introduce myself to the rest of the group? I don't know, hi, Zuko here, say, you remember when I used to chase you around? Haha! And there's, like, yeah, like, man, you need to, like, workshop this a bit more, man, but I believe you can do it. And he finally introduces himself, and he's like, hi, Zuko here. And they're just, like, immediately ready to fight him, and he's like, no, please don't.
Yeah. So, not a lot happens in this episode. Not Ken. Davis is left with a bunch of Punimon. The Punimon really seem to like him. He's kicking around the ball, teaching him soccer, whatever.
Yeah. Davis is like, oh, why can't I Digivolve? Oh, man, I guess we lost it.
Oh, yeah, they can't Digivolve.
Yeah, and there's like, oh, I guess those dark towers are still active.
Speaking of which, we see Arachnimon, or Arukinimon, at a tower.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's about.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So basically, it's like, long story short, just essentially, Cody's just digging around with effing Digimon, and a random Thundermon just attacks him. And,
yeah,
like, there's like, oh crap, how do we, like, fight this? And, like, the friggin' tunnel starts caving in, and there's like, why does he have, like, a dark Spiron? What does he want?
well,
And, like,
he doesn't have a dark spiral, and
yeah.
they're confused by that. They're wondering like, why is it attacking us?
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like we may get the answer later. I feel like I might know, actually. Because it does tie
Uh,
to something I do know.
yeah, okay, yeah, I think I might know too,
Yeah.
or remember. um, so yeah, the cave like starts to collapse, and Armadillomon actually managed to digivolve into Ankylomon.
Yeah, it's like, okay, awesome. I like Ankylamon. Ankylamon's just a cool design. Just,
Ankylomon's pretty cool. Looks a lot like Tortomon.
yeah. Just a big, beefy, just nutty looking defensive powerhouse with a
Yeah,
freaking mace on its tail. And it's like,
I've no,
he's huge.
I've kind of noticed that it with like armadillos in fiction. Like there's an armadillo boss in Final Fantasy 14, and it also has like a mace tail.
Yeah. I guess it's because, like, there were some. Well, it's like, because Ankylosaurus did have, like, the club tail. And I guess there's like, okay, well, Ankylosaurus is higher than Armadillo. So that's the link there.
Yeah,
Even though it really wasn't one.
I went to look up images of armadillos just to be sure they don't have like a little club at the end of their tail.
No.
I no, they don't.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I don't look at
Yeah.
armadillos very often.
That's, I feel like that's the quote of the day right there.
Yeah, well, it's just not something I've felt the need to do. But
Yeah.
I was curious because I've seen it in at least two different sources
Yeah.
where an armadillo creature has a club tail.
That's kind of like a weird thing, right? That's like, oh yeah, like modern animals don't really have that like build anymore, where it's like, like the weapon tail, right? And I'm sure there's like some exceptions like scorpions and stuff, but it's like, that's sort of like kind of phased out of vertebrates after the dinosaurs died. Like they're the
Yeah,
only ones to really come up with that idea. And I feel like that's always like interesting because you think about it, it's just like that makes a lot of sense because it's like it's better than like getting your face close to the guy who's trying to kill you.
yeah. You turn around and whap them with your tail.
Yeah, just turn around, whap, whap, whack, and you do whatever. Because like that's the weird thing is I know lizards do exhibit this behavior. They just don't have the weaponry where it's like they'll like whack stuff with their long like flicky tails.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, very unusual. Like,
So
kind of
yeah,
interesting, I think.
so yeah, the Thunderballmon is trying
Yeah.
to attack, and Kilumon just kind of swats it away.
In the dub, he's Thundermon.
Okay, well,
And I feel like that's a bit simpler.
yeah, Thundermon's easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, they burst out of the ground, and he's like, "All right, Cody, you go get the safety or whatever."
Yeah.
And then Cody gets lifted into the air by debris, probably by a bunch of Thundermon.
Yeah.
Or
So, like,
oh no, it's just the one, wasn't it?
yeah, it's just the one. So,
Okay,
I
I
want
guess it just
parts, like,
blasted
yeah.
the debris and Cody into the air. Go
So,
ahead.
say you will at the dub, like, they muddy up the storytelling. There's, like, all these dumb jokes and stuff. Dub Digimon does have a great track record, but the dub names are generally, like, pretty on point. I feel like,
Yeah.
they're usually, like, pretty solid improvements.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah. Like, Stingmon just shows up and
Yeah, all of a
steals
sudden-
Ankylomon's thunder.
And Stingmon shows up, and it's like, oh, who's this super cool looking Digimon?
Yeah, he shows up and it's playing the Digimon Emperor theme. Which is, like, super weird. He shows up and he, like, saves Cody. and he just uses Spiking Strike, just forms a beam saber out of his wrist, and murders a Thundermon.
Yeah, and they're like, why did he kill it?
Yeah, and you see it just fly over all cool, like, his kid's just standing on the building. You see it, like, framed behind him as it plays, like, a slower, more mysterious variation of, like, the theme. And, like, he just, like, like, crosses his arms, and, as he, like, lifts his head, you hear, like, the creaking and stuff, right?
Yeah.
He de-digivolves back to Wormmon, just flies into Kin's hands. Kin has everything now. He's the perfect human being, dang it. Look how cool he is.
Although for someone who's probably wanting to make amends with the other kids,
probably not a great way to do it.
Well, yeah, Ken, it's his expression. He looks really smug and cocky, and it's like,
yeah.
That seems wrong.
Yeah, because we know it's not what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, we know he's like...
sorry, I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. Jeez. This is some, like... These are the highest stakes we've ever had. These are the hottest stakes we've ever had. Just, just mock tension. Will we finish before the inevitable? Or will the worst come to pass? I know. Cause this is... we usually don't go quite this long. We're usually done like a few minutes before this point. But there's a lot. So, jeez. Like, holy... Yeah. I still can't believe. It's like, there's just a scene in Eden Zero where it's like, there's just a villain whose power is to, like, steal things. So she steals one of the female characters' tops. And they're just like, oh, I can't fight them because out of my top, I'd look silly. Oh, even though I'm, like, fine for my friends, oh no, I have to run away into the strip club. And they don't know it's the strip club, they're just going through the back. They're just like, oh hey, there's like stuff to wear here. And they get mistaken for like a stripper and shoved on stage. Like just like internet like it's like this battle going on and you're doing this stupid bullcrap now. And it's literally just so we could get the scene where it's like, the bad guy shows back up and they have to fight them inside the strip club as a stripper. Like, while hanging onto the pole for no reason whatsoever. And it's like the laziest, most forced bullcrap ever. It's like, why would you even? And, like, immediately, the bad guy's just like, oh, I could just steal your entire body, so they just instantly win the fight anyways. And none of it means anything. It was all just there purely for fan service. Just purely for the sake of it. Just screw the audience, We need to get that in there. There's no way around it. It needs to happen. Like, jeez. I don't feel like I have a lot good to like say about here as like a creator, but one thing I can definitely say is he knows what he likes, and he is very determined in making sure that you know what he likes too. Because it's very specifically, it's like, oh yeah, like, battle princesses who wear like nothing, people being embarrassed in public, feet, just big feet, like lots of feet. Lots of very detailed feet being sexualized. And from there goes like effing bondage / BDSM, cat girls, and then like just like very well framed shots of detailed people's asses. Usually with like occasionally with speech bubbles just sticking out of them as if the ass is speaking to you. This is the hell I've been living with these last few weeks. Someone please send help. Please. I can't even. It's too dumb. It's how I knew this was gonna be bad going in. I didn't expect how rough Eden Zero would get. They're like, there's like, where do I even start with any of this crap? Just so much of just everything is just why. Like, there's so many scenes where it's like, oh, the only way we can, like, punish a female character or do something evil to them is to just throw in the creepy rapist dude who just wants to get his rocks off. And they're just like, okay, well, like, it's fine to kill them, I guess, and, like, surely it makes them a villain stuff. But do you really have to do it every single time? Does it have to be, like, every single arc that this happens? Can you not think of any other stakes than that? Like, holy crap. Like, there's a plot point that just randomly gets brought up. And it's the biggest lampshading of, like, an excuse for bondage ever. And it's just like, oh yeah, we just tied up a character so they can't fight back with their special powers. And it's like, oh yeah, apparently, like, if your hands are bound, you can't use your superpowers. And, like, they just get out of the situation after being, like, tied up. And then the main dude's just like, wait, why'd you just escape? And she's like, oh yeah, because if you're tied up, you can't use the thing. And he's like, wait, really? Tie me up, I want to see. And they tie him up. And he's like, oh my god, it really doesn't work, right, guys? This totally wasn't an excuse for petty fan service at all. And it's like, they immediately just untie themselves, and it's never brought up again until we need another bondage scene. Oh my god.
Alright, I don't know what I came back to, but yeah, sorry, I couldn't wait.
Yeah, I've just been ranting about Eden Zero, because holy fuck. Holy fuck. Okay, so Kid just shows up all cool like. He just shows up.
He shows up, saves Cody. Everyone's like, whoa, is that Ken? And then he leaves.
Yeah. And there's like, oh hey, it was weird that I could digivolve. And it's like, oh look, the Dark Tower is gone. Did Santa Claus do that? Or was it a kid? Or was it maybe something else?
Yeah, and then we see a shot where Ken is walking away down a road with Wormmon.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how they failed to catch. They're trying to hunt down the woman in red.
Yeah. So Ken is doing, like, important stuff right now. But he really should be, like, sharing this information with the group or, like, doing anything. Like, if you have to be coy about it to, like, play it off, like, at least that'd be better than nothing. Yeah, at least that'd be something.
Like I said, he can't really interact with them all that easily.
No, he can't. Like, of course he can. Like, just, yeah, like, they'll probably be angry. They deserve to be. But, like, yeah, just show up and apologize. Like, take responsibility, dang it. I know they're doing the cool anime thing, but it's like, no, you don't have to.
Well, I think we'll see, potentially an instance of that trying to happen next episode.
Oh boy. I think I know what you're talking about. I think this is one of the ones I did see. So just, I want you to give information. It's like yes or no. Does it involve a giant house?
I don't know. I watched the preview for the next episode.
I didn't. I probably should have.
Yeah, I don't usually. I just
Yeah.
did. I just happened to.
Does it involve Sneemon?
I don't know. I didn't see one.
Alright, I guess we'll see then. Because that's
Yep.
the one thing I know is that Yoli fights a Sneemon in a giant house. And it's like a cool, like, set piece that just stuck with me. So it's like, I distinctly remember that specific episode above, like, any others, really. Because, like, my memory of O2 is very spotty, because I only saw, like, set parts of it. But I specifically remember that being one of them. But yeah, this reintroduction of Kid is, like, very weird right now. Like, yeah, this is very odd. It's like, it's playing him off like he's like, oh, he's so mysterious and cool, and look at it's like, oh, what are his intentions? But it's like, we completely know where his intentions are. Like, he did the face turn when you weren't looking, guys. Why is the music acting like this?
He wants to be a good guy now.
Yeah, but why are we playing up like some big mystery? We know exactly why he did what he did and what he's trying to do now. It's so weird. Like, it's very odd. So yeah, like, any final thoughts, I guess? Because I feel like I'm, about done here.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Episode 22 was... I kind of hate Davis. At least it was kind of goofy. At least it gave me something that was, like, entertaining. Dub version of that, not so much, because they cut out the P singing. But, like, the sub version was kind of wild. Like, that's definitely an evolution episode. It's not a very good one, but definitely exists. Like, episode 23, and it's about as well as can be expected, but it's, like, a bit pretentious. Kind of hurt by what came before it, honestly. Episode 24 is just sort of like, like, it is what it is. Like, we get a bit more progression, we get a new form, Kin just sort of shows up. It's just sort of all over the place, really, but it's fine, I think. So yeah, you feel about the same?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Alright, well, if you, want, like, support us and stuff, then, like, please check out the YouTube archives, like, please, actually. We kind of need views. I know it's not going to be the most profitable thing ever, but it's like, yeah, those videos are dying, man. And yeah, I guess I'll see y'all next time. Later.
Later.